everybody, how's it going? And welcome to TPSN for this special episode of Off the Court featuring none other than IUP's point per game leader, Jacobo Diaz. How you feeling, Kobo?
I'm feeling pretty good. I wish we were playing right now, but I'm feeling pretty good.
I mean, hey, that's great to hear. Women's team's still playing right now. Congratulations to them. They had a really big win today, and, you guys had a great season overall. I just kind of introduced you, but let the audience know a little bit about yourself. Tell them who you are a little bit, Kobo.
Okay, I'm Jacobo Diaz. Actually, my name is Jacobo Diaz, but since Americans can say the J, it's like an H. People call me Kobo. I'm from Spain. I'm a senior. I'm double major in economics and international business. And obviously I play basketball, and I'm just grateful that I've been on this team for 4 years.
Well, you play basketball? I had no idea.
Sometimes.
Sometimes on your off time.
All right. Thanks, Kobo. And in case for any new viewers, if you don't know who we are, I'm Jeff. This is Jake Slobotnik, and next to me is Stephen Langdon Jr. And, we are TPSN, Crimson Conversion, here for the Penn Sports Network. Thank you again for the Penn for giving us this nice studio area for us to record. And I'm going to get things started off with the first question. Obviously, Kobo, you guys had a lot of success this season, as the 30 wins would attest to. I mean, you guys had a lot of great games this season, but, what are some of your best memories that you had off the court? We see on the court, and we get to see that Jacobo Diaz every single day, you guys coming on the court as a team, and we get to see the finished product. But what were some of your biggest victories and some of your best memories off the court or in practice?
Yeah, we practice really hard. It's a long process. We start in September, and it's so many months. We have freshmen coming in every year. So I think off the court is not different than on the court. We play hard. We practice hard. We're play for one another, and that's what we show on the court. We care about each other. We have everyone's back, and it's just a great process. You have freshmen coming in every year, and it's just great to teach them how the IUP men's basketball way is. So off the court is no different than on the court. We practice hard. We study, so it's no different.
Well, absolutely. That's a great atmosphere to be in. Obviously, you guys have had a lot of success doing it that way, so if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Jake, would you like to take the next question?
Absolutely. Kobo, in that last answer you gave, you talked about the chemistry behind the team, and that's definitely a factor that brings you guys together and always brings people to IUP. But let's dive into your roots a little bit. What was the ultimate reason for you choosing IUP and bringing your basketball talents from Spain to IUP?
Yeah, so before I came to IUP, I graduated from high school back home in Spain. And that summer, I was playing the World Championship for Spain. I was playing in Greece, and like USA, Mexico, China, all these countries were there. So there were scouters. And I ended up coming here because I think the education program that IUP offers is great. And the year before I came here, IUP, the men's basketball team, went into the finals. Went to 2015, they went into the finals. So it couldn't be better. It was a great department, the Everly business, and the IUP men's basketball program was really good too.
Yeah, no doubt. You're, if I'm not mistaken, you were actually recognized for some of your off the court, your education. You're an athletic scholar, and you were recognized by the Everly Business Everly Business College for your efforts in the classroom and on the court. I think I remember tweeting that on my personal account. I retweeted it or something like that. But it shows that you had a passion to come here, and it's really displaying. But going back to that tweet, how did it feel to get recognized by the Everly Business College for your efforts in the classroom?
It feels great. You put a lot of effort on the court and off the court studying, and it feels great to be recognized. It feels great to be a part of something bigger than yourself, be a part of the Everly College, be a part of the men's basketball team. And when you do things right, you get recognized and you feel accomplished. So it was a great accomplishment, and it shows that we don't come here just to play on the basketball team or play on the football team. We come here to get an education because we're gonna take that forever.
I like that answer. That was left me speechless.
Well, that's I think that's the right mentality, and I think that gets lost in the mix sometimes when it comes to student athletes. And sometimes people forget you guys have a life outside of the game. The first word being student athlete, and you, along with a couple other players, I know Dante does very well academically. You guys have really set the standard for what it means to be a model student athlete, and it's great to see that continuation into the classroom as well as outside of it and on the court. But I'm going to throw the next question to Stephen. What do you got, Stephen?
Yeah, so
this season has been a great season for you all together. Bevo Francis Award finalist and All American in just about everything that you can ask for. So, what do you want to talk about as far as those accomplishments that you've had on the court? Your success. You led your team in most of the statistical categories as well this season. So, what do you attribute to your success on the court this season?
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, I didn't do any of these by myself. I have a great coach. We have great assistant coaches, and I've had great teammates throughout my past 4 years. So I would never say it's my personal accomplishment, but it was more so as a team. We've done this as a team. My points came from Dante passing me the ball. Some of my rebounds came from Will boxing out, and I get the rebound. So none of that just comes from me. It comes from my teammates, my coach, putting us in the good spots on the court. So I'm just grateful for the teammates that I've had and the coaches that I've had in this community. And like I said, it's not my personal accomplishment. It's not a personal accomplishment, but a team accomplishment that shows all the hard work that we put in.
Yeah, and you really did have a lot of assists this season. So you're not just shooting the ball as well. You're doing a little bit of everything on the court.
Yeah, really emphasizing that team effort that he's mentioning. Yeah,
definitely. You also gotta be around good players. Good players are the ones that score the ball. And they facilitate everything. So, like I said, a great coach, great teammates, and great environment to be in.
Absolutely.
Steven,
you got another one?
Yeah. So you grew up in the Canary Islands. So obviously that's a huge place to be. Well, I mean, not really huge, but it's completely different from being in the United States. So what was it like growing up in the Canary Islands?
So for the people that don't know, the Canary Islands are 7 tropical islands right next to Morocco. So the weather is 80 degrees all year long, or all year round. And it was different, definitely. We didn't have winter time. We didn't have snow. And but at the end of the day, you were with I was with my family. They supported me since I was 8 years old, and I started playing basketball. So it wasn't different than any other kid that plays basketball at the high level. And I mean, like I said, I'm grateful for the support that my parents have given me throughout my whole life, and that definitely made it easier for me to be where I am right now.
Absolutely. And one of the things that a lot of people who aren't athletes or know the life of being a part of collegiate athletics is the role that family plays behind it and what they do to support you each and every night. I know we got firsthand we got information from Ryan Rebels or some of the other people involved in the athletics department saying that your family has personally tuned in to watch the games, and just the amount of love and support that they give you is so fundamental. And it's great having that kind of support system behind you, and it definitely shows on the court the amount of success that you have had.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just grateful. My mom was able to come here 2 years ago, and my dad was here for senior night. And even my grandma watches every game. So the time difference is 5 hours ahead. So it's like 1 a.m. back home when my game started. Wow. And my mom gotta work, my dad gotta work next day.
It's crazy.
And it's just, the support is amazing. So I can let them down, and I just gotta go on the court, do my thing. And our games end at 3:30 back home, and I call them every time after every game.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
But the dedication factor right there just emphasizes just the setting that Kobo has. Everyone's committed. They stay late at night just to watch your games. Then you talk to them after that.
Right,
they could easily say, "I have work in the morning. I'm going to bed." But no, they want to hear from you. They want to hear your input about the game. And the family support is really what drives a lot of people. So
yeah,
it's good to see that you have a healthy standing with your family that are willing to help you and support your dreams. So
yeah, definitely. You sometimes. You might not have a good game. Sometimes you might be tired, but you can't let them down. They're awake at 3:30 a.m. and you gotta talk to them.
Yeah.
That's your family.
Absolutely.
So that definitely gives you some extra push sometimes when you don't feel like practicing today, or you don't feel like doing something. They have your back, and you can't let them down.
Absolutely. Jake, you got the next question?
I would actually like to give it back to you because I know we're going in snake order, but your question actually is relative to what Steven was asking. So if that's all right with you, we can.
Don't mind. Well, don't mind if I do. I don't mind asking right now either. Stephen was talking about the Canary Islands. I kind of wanted to get your perspective. What was it like for someone coming into America? Like, what roles did coming from the Canary Islands and coming here to America play into developing you not only as a student but as an athlete? Just how did the hurdles you had to overcome play a role into your success on the court?
Yeah, there is also one more challenge. When I came here, my English, I didn't know much English. So I came in here, they threw me on the court, and I just had to survive. The first 5 months, I remember they were really hard. Like I said, my English wasn't very good, and I was trying to adjust to everything, but when you have a like we've talked about, like a healthy family, you have good morals and good ethics, and they throw you anywhere, and you're gonna try to fit in. Also, the team did a great job taking me in, and that plays a huge role in it. The team, the chemistry that coach tries to build is amazing because you feel like part of something bigger, part of a new family, and that really helps a lot.
Well, and a common theme that we get when we talk to athletes here at IUP, especially, I know if any of the viewers watching get a chance and have not seen it, watch our off the court episode with Carolyn Appleby we had a couple weeks ago. She did a great job. But a common theme is family, not only just for your own personal family, but the ties that are created with your teammates and the bonds that you have are so strong and go off the court together. You guys just. I've really noticed that with IUP Sports when talking to any of the athletes because I've been in contact with a couple of them for the paper trying to get quotes. You guys are a really tight-knit group, and I think that's such an amazing thing to have as a program to show you have a healthy environment. You have a great coach. We've gotten to talk to Coach Lombardi on a couple occasions, and you guys just have a really great group all together and are just really healthy and meshing together and look so good as a team, and the chemistry was just amazing at times.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just what you see on the court. When we're off the court, we got people over. We're always watching games or we're hanging out. We get pizza. We do things together. We have community service. We're in classes together. So that ends up building chemistry, and that shows up on the court.
Do you watch March Madness?
Yeah.
Did you fill out a bracket this year?
I didn't fill out a bracket, but
Okay.
I had Duke winning, so far I survived that round. So
Hey, great minds think alike. I also have Duke winning. Go Blue Devils.
Same.
Tank for Zion. Thank you, guys. Now that I'm going to get that homerism out of the way, Jake, how about you take the next question?
Okay, now we're back to me. Kobo, you mentioned about how you and the team really get together and really do things, but I want to dive into really what you as a person do off the court. Like, what are some of your interests? Are you part of any clubs, or just what does Jacobo Diaz do in his free time?
Mm-hmm. So as a foreigner, when you look at the United States and when you look at college, you always think about a fraternity, partying, and all that stuff. So I never really got to be involved in all that environment, and I think I wish I'm not wishing, but I wish I would have been more involved, in a fraternity, and that's kind of like being on a team too, in a fraternity, even if it's a business fraternity or another kind of Greek life. I think that's like I said, it's something bigger than yourself. So I think me as a person off the court, I'm just a regular guy. I go to class. I like to hang out with my friends. I like reading, and I try to be on top of my my academics. I try to be on top of practicing, and I just try to be serious with what I do.
Great answers. Yeah. Steven, you want the next one?
Yeah, so now that you're graduating in the coming months, do you have any parting words to tell the younger group? You still have a great core of young players on this team, but are there any final words that you would like to say to them, as you go on?
They're all gonna grow. All the freshmen are gonna grow into sophomores, and probably Malik is gonna be the captain, the leading, the main figure on the team. So I talked to them, and I told them they just gotta take what's ours. We beat Mercyhurst twice, and they beat us twice. So next year, they just gotta prove every team that we're better than them, that we have to keep winning, and that's the IUP men's basketball mentality. Dante and we've won over 100 games in 4 years. So that's what IUP doesn't lose against some teams. We gotta come out on the court and we gotta give our 100%. And I think the players from last year, I think they know they have the hunger and they want to show what they're made of. We've got great success last year, and when you win, you want to keep winning. So I talked to them, and they're really excited for next season.
Yeah, especially since they have the motivation, like you said, to beat teams like Mercyhurst that you lost to during the season. But I'm sure your team's going to come back even stronger the following seasons in the years to come as well.
I can't wait to see how that plans out. You and Mercyhurst had a
Right.
bit of a rivalry this season. It was fun. It was exciting to watch, though. I'll say that.
Absolutely. Each game was a thriller, too. I mean, especially that one game at the KCAC earlier in the season where they hit that buzzer beater with 7 seconds left, heartbreaker. But all the games were entertaining to say, and, Mercyhurst is a talented squad, and just all the games were great to watch. It was almost evenly matched.
Yeah, I think they were great. I think their coach was really, really good. They scouted us. They knew what they had to do to win the game, and you gotta give them credit. Also, it was the 4th time we've played them, but they did a great job. And at the end of the day, they were better than us when they had to be. So, I mean, it was a great season overall, and I take that. And I mean, we can't change the past. So.
Absolutely. Jake, your last question?
It was a great season to watch, Kobe. It was actually really fun to commentate, all three of us. But without a good season doesn't come without a good work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys modeled your work ethic after one special character and 3 letters. And it's not even on this shirt right here. Hashtag G2G. What does it mean, and how did you guys formulate your work ethic and strategic game planning around the saying? We've been dying to hear this answer for a while, so we're pretty excited to hear what G2G means.
Good to great. It means so every year. I mean, since I've been here, all 4 years. When I was a freshman, we lost in the semifinal in the PSAC semifinal game. When I was a sophomore, we lost at home in the PSAC semifinal game. Last year, we lost in the quarterfinal PSAC game. All those years, we won the PSAC West, but we were never able to make it through that semifinal game. So that was kind of our mentality. We're good enough, but that's not enough sometimes. You gotta be great. You gotta show up every day. You gotta compete every day, and only one team is gonna be the PSAC West champ, and only one team is gonna win the region. So for us to do that, we need to be more than good, and we need to take that step and be great.
Well, you burst through and won the PSAC title this year, so
Mm-hmm.
First of all, congrats about that. But
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that just this short of a saying really had an impact on you guys and how you formulated and overcame those obstacles, broke through the semifinals, and won a championship with that. So it's really nice to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff through and through. I mean, I couldn't agree more. What separates good from great is the mentality. You can have all the physical attributes you want, but if you need to have that winning mentality in order to, come to fruition through it. But I only have one question left for you, Kobo. What's life like after college for you? Is basketball going to be part of your future, or is there some other dream that you want to, pursue further, or some other, avenue that you want to pursue?
Yeah, so I'm 100% trying to play professionally back home in Spain or somewhere in Europe, and that's my dream. That opportunity, that window is so small that you only have so many years to play basketball. And I've had a great career here at the UP, and I want to take one step forward and see what I can do at the highest level in Europe or whatever I can play.
Well, and I have faith in you watching your game throughout the season. I believe it would translate very well into a European league or whichever league you decide to go to professionally. I mean, you have an amazing post game, especially your step back jumper. I mean, I feel like you really have the potential to go somewhere and do things, and not only physically with your actual game, your mentality you talked about in this episode. Wanting to be great, not settling for good. I really feel like you have the skill set to go for do real great things in life, whether it be professional or any other avenue you want to go in. It's part of that mentality that was set through basketball.
I appreciate it, yeah. At the end of the day, when you play professionally or when you play at the highest level, D1, D2, whatever, the skill level is gonna level up, and everyone's gonna be really good. But what's gonna take you farther is gonna be your mentality. When both players are tired, who's gonna take that step? Who's gonna get the ball and get a bucket, or who's gonna who's gonna play defense and take a charge maybe. So the skill level is gonna level up, but like we've talked about, the mentality that's what's gonna separate you from good players or from really good players.
Yeah, well, the sky truly is the limit for you, and big success this season, and for your future endeavors as well.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's about all we have from us here on the TPSN crew. But for all that are watching, credit to the Penn for allowing us to have the studio space available. And go to thepenn.org if you want all the latest content, whether it be sports, culture, and otherwise. Feel free to go in there, watch any of the other podcasts, whether it be Chick Chat and that, the Penncast, or various others. Please feel free to log online. And that's all we have for this week for Off the Court. But next week we'll have a brand new episode of the Crimson Conversion. See you, everybody.